smooth, cool, luxurious. Kind of like Michael Bublé's voice. Let's do it. Welcome back once again. Luke Taggart, Bond's Apartment, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the whole nine. You know where to find me. So before we dive into this video, I truly think is years in the making, and I will explain to you why. Before we get into Mr. Buble and his credentials, and why this is why Luke thinks he should do it, with some examples, some facts, some proof, reasons, if you will. Obviously been a Bond fan my whole life. Certain things about Bond never crossed my mind as I got older. Different actors playing the character. The process of choosing these actors. Then, of course, the same thing with the theme. Multiple people doing the theme. Different films, different themes. Whole nine. Never crossed my mind as a fan until Michael Bublé released a song, remade a song, Georgia on My Mind, and the very beginning of it sounded like this. That is, note for note, the Bond theme. So of course, that just kind of triggered in my head, this guy should be doing the Bond theme. He would be perfect for this. But then, as time went on, I came with a bunch more reasons. So here they are. Let's take a look. Okay, so for starters, Michael Bublé, crooner, modern day crooner. The thing about Bond is that being a crooner screams luxury, class, style, gentleman, smoke, scotch. Like just, you know what I mean? Come on. Okay, so when I think about Bond, especially post No Time to Die, after seeing No Time to Die and leaving the theater, I was gutted, like most people, and not to get into it, but not with the film itself, but with the ending, of course. But as time went on, I kind of realized why the ending was so upsetting to me, and it wasn't the actual ending that was upsetting, it was the ending of an era of Daniel Craig, and, you know, my fear that it was an ending of like the sartorial boom and the content explosion. And what's next and what's to come. And it got me thinking, the best way to circumvent this guttedness is to go backwards and to start watching the old films and explore the history. And in doing so, everything about the old films and the style and the swagger truly reminds me of the way Buble is today. Truly. This is no stretch, this is no bullshit. This is truly the way I feel like he carries himself. And the proof of that is, this man has become a global superstar, selling out and performing in stadiums by singing standards from the 40s, 50s, 60s, songs from the 70s, 80s, 90s. Every album he releases is more of a cover album than original songs. But then his original songs also reach #1, and you hear him all the time. The guy can do it all. But what about him makes me think that he's not only right for the Bond theme, but for the next Bond theme? It's not just give the guy an opportunity to do a Bond theme. It's let him do the next one. Let's reinvent or, re-establish old school Bond. Not a period piece. But let's just bring back that one movie, one mission, badass, just all around Sean Connery vibe. And I feel like nobody could do that theme better than Mr. Michael Bublé. So Michael Bublé, multiple Grammy winner. Like I said, sings standards. Has been doing this for 20 years. One of the biggest things that I think sets him apart from others is his style. So his style harkens back to a lot of the old Bond themes. Tom Jones, Shirley Bassey's, even kind of like Paul McCartney. Not so much that that's the style, but like just classic songs. But then he's got this ability to make these full-on just masterpiece songs with big band and just loud and and the thing is, anybody that they do to get these theme songs eventually works with, Hans Zimmer or whoever, their orchestra. So it's like you hire someone like Billie Eilish, she writes a song, sounds great, now do it with the orchestra. Buble doesn't need that. That's what he does with all of his songs. He's got a full string section, full brass section, whole nine. The other thing about Michael Bublé that I love, that I think is probably more applicable to him than anybody, is his history and the people he surrounds himself with. I was fortunate enough to break bread with Mr. Josh Brown Jazz. He's been with Michael Bublé for almost 20 years. Explained to me how awesome Michael Bublé was, which of course was music to my ears, pun intended. But not only that, the fact that he reminded me that they open every show with that exact Georgia on My Mind lead-in, that little tag, that 20-second snippet of the Bond theme. I was like, damn, you're right. And that kind of even further proves this isn't a guy that just was like, you know what, this would be kind of cool to start with the Bond theme and then lower it and then go into Georgia on My Mind. No, this is somebody who's literally paying homage to Bond at every show. And we're talking, he's been on tour. He's had tours that have lasted 2 years, multiple hundreds of shows. So think about how much Bond is happening in Bublé's life. Anyways, the point I was trying to make here is he surrounds himself with loyal people, Josh Brown. He surrounds himself with people who have been around him for years, Josh Brown. So what I'm saying is, with the new direction Bond is heading in, and not that it's going to be different, but new, because it has to be. It's new. It's literally a fact. It is new. Everything right now, 60th anniversary of Bond, potentially finding out who the next Bond is, all the 60th anniversary celebration, celebrating the history of something, celebrating the tenure of something. Why not have somebody come on that's been doing what they do best for 20 years? And they've been surrounded by great people and loyal people for 20 years, the same people. There's a history that he has. There's a history this franchise has. This isn't just like a one and done spy movie. This is the spy movie, the spy franchise. So let's get somebody in here that also represents being around and doing something great for a long time and surrounding themselves with great people and loyal people for a long time. Just a thought. I think Buble has done an interview where he was under the impression that you kind of have to be European to do a Bond, or I shouldn't even say European, from the UK to do a Bond theme. That is completely untrue. I think of the now 25 themes, only 12 of them were truly people from the UK. Non-Europeans, you got, Tina Turner, Billie Eilish, Jack White, the list goes on and on. Chris Cornell, I think Shirley Bassey's American. You would have thought I did my homework. I did. But the thing is, I put the notes on my phone and then I use my phone to record this. It's like amateur hour in here. Wow. With that said, anybody can do it. Aha. Norwegian. Like, come on. Garbage. American band, English lead singer. Come on. See, I remember my notes as I go on. Multiple-time Grammy winner. Nominated for multiple Brit Awards. Has won an uncountable amount of Juno Awards, Canadian Music Awards. But the other thing is, Michael Bublé is massive in the UK. And I mean like massive. As in 5 of his albums, and number 5 being his newest album, debut or reach number 1 in the UK. 5 of them, including the one that is out right now. So as far as the commercialism, everybody in the, oh Jesus Christ, everybody in the US knows and loves Michael Bublé. But then you take where Bond is biggest, and that is where Michael Bublé is the most popular. That is where he is the biggest. Come on, do I need to say anything else to you people? No. Next. Now I'll kind of get into like the half-assed reasons, but reasons that I think are reasons, because that's why they're in this video. Next, he's got an ambassadorship with Rolex. Rolex has a history with Bond. Like I keep saying, the reason he should be doing this is because of his history, his tenure, how long he's been around doing this. I keep referring to him as if he were to be doing a theme for the ages here. Rolex was around at the start. Buble should be around at the start of something new. Something new and good. Come on. Come on. Jokes aside, having an ambassadorship with a brand like Rolex, why do you think they pick somebody like him? Because he's constantly wearing jeans and a t-shirt? No, because he's literally wearing a suit. He conveys being a gentleman. He conveys classic style, just like Bond. Like, come on here. Next, he's always wearing a suit. This guy wears a suit at every show. Every single show. Bond wears a suit 90% of the films. And I don't mean 90% of every film. I'm saying 90% of each film he's in a suit. He is fighting and killing people in suits. Michael Bublé is shedding blood, sweat, and tears, man, in a suit. The next one, after every show, Bublé sits down and drinks scotch. Oh my God, I mean, it's like, what do we gotta do? Jokes aside, again. But this guy has history. He has done something unbelievably impressive. When he sells out a show at an arena, like I have seen him 6 times, and all 6 times have been at either where the Pistons play or the Red Wings play. The Detroit Pistons or the Detroit Red Wings for the people, you know. This guy did this by singing standards. Like the resiliency and the determination to do what you want to do it your way. You know what I mean? It's just something about this man and how he became who he was. You know, his clear love and passion for the older things, the vintage things, the classic things, such as Bond. You know, I would love to see somebody who's probably a true Bond fan and has true years worth of love put into this character to do something like this. You know, I mean, not to mention, he's got a few songs that are circulating the YouTubes right now. The YouTubes. What am I, my dad? A bunch of songs out there that people have dubbed over Bond things. Feeling Good, Cry Me a River, I think probably Fever's on there. I mean, he finds a way to take old standards and make them feel new again. I think that's got to be where I leave this. That's got to be where I leave it. What a line. Cheers. What a line. Michael Bublé is the choice because he can take something that's been around for 60 years and make it feel new again. Come on. He's got a way of making songs from the past, songs that are 40, 50, 60 years old, like radio hits today. And I'm not talking like on a classic station, like on, top 40 station. I mean, the guy's incredibly talented. It's time. We just need something like that. And like I said at the top of the video here, after seeing No Time to Die, Daniel Craig had his arc. He had a story he wanted to tell. From what I've heard from most people I talk to, if not all, everybody wants it to kind of be more like the Sean Connery days. Not so much where you're losing like the darkness and, kind of like the way these films have gone, obviously starting with like Bourne or Green Zone or, even Mission Impossible's kind of gone that way. Actually, it's kind of always been that way. But just, you can't lose that, but you can still find a way to make it feel classic and, it's 60 years of Bond. Like, I feel like they're going to go that direction. And who else to do that with? Who better than Michael Bublé? Let's give the guy a shot, man, please. Anyways, this has been Luke from Bond's Apartment. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, please. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.